Okay, here is an original effect by Warner Miller. It's called Found by the Joker. And I'll add a link in the description below to this effect where you can find it, as well as an entire library of ebooks produced by Warner Miller that contain hundreds of mathematical card effects. So for this effect, you just need a joker and then 13 cards of the same suit, ideally. Okay, so you give these to the spectator and they can mix these as much as they like. So have them randomize these thoroughly, okay, like that. And then have them gather them up and deal them into two piles, left, right, okay. Now when they do that, there'll be kind of a lone survivor, 4, 5, 6, a single card because we started with an odd number of cards, right? So this will be the special card for them to remember. Now I don't have a spectator here, so we'll both have to see the card. So it looks like it's the King of Hearts, okay? Now they're free to stack this card on top of either pile. Maybe they'll stack it there, and then we'll go ahead and bury it underneath the other half of the cards there. And then we'll take our joker, who's going to be kind of a helper card, and we'll place him on top, but face down. Now we really should thoroughly mix these cards since most of us can figure out where things are. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do a Klondike shuffle. That's a great way to scramble the cards. It's taking the top and bottom cards off together. So that's a wonderful way to initially mix the cards. Okay, and maybe we'll follow that up with a left-right shuffle. So left-right with random stacking decided by you, the spectator. And maybe you want the right pile on the left. That's just fine. And then we'll just deal out half the cards. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop the rest on top. That's called a 50% coating. So between all of those, we've given this packet quite a thorough mixing. Now from this point, what we're going to do is we're going to perform an underdown deal, but I'm confident that you've never seen it done in the way that we're going to do it here. Okay, so what you do here is you hold the cards and the first card goes under and then the next one goes down, under, down, under, down, under, down, down, under, down, under, down. Okay, we just about went off the off the screen there, and that's I think we made it okay. So we have 7 piles. Let's do that again. Under, down, under, down. The last one goes on top. Okay, well, if you consider all that was done here with this packet of cards, in which your noted card was randomly placed on one of the halves of those 2 piles of 6 cards, and then we set the other half on top, and then the joker on top of everything, and then we gave this packet a very thorough mix with 3 different shuffling techniques. You would think that there should not be anything surprising about the pairs of cards on the table. I think most people would agree with that. So let's see if we can find the joker, because we know the joker is in here somewhere. It hasn't disappeared, I'm sure. So let's see if we can find the joker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over the end cards here. And we're looking for the joker. Do you see the joker in there? Let's see, 8, 7. Oh, it's going off. Nope, not there. Nor is it over here. Okay, so maybe I'll slide those out of the way just to give ourselves. And then let's take a look at the next outer pairs. Do you see the joker anywhere? No joker in sight. Let's take the next inner pairs. Any jokers there? Nope. Okay, well, that would leave the middle as the only location for the joker. Do you see the joker? I do. And the poor guy is upside down with a terrible headache. And on top of that, he found his cousin, the King of Hearts. Okay, great. Okay, so how is this done? Well, you just do everything that I did there. I do want to point out one thing regarding this Klondike LR and then what's called a 50% coating, just so you know. And I will add a link in the description below. It's a 1-minute video that talks about this, quote, false shuffle. And then there's just one subtlety I need to show you. But performing for an even-sized packet, because we had 14 cards all together, we did a Klondike, and then we did a left-right shuffle, and then we did a 50% coating. That just means deal out half the cards and drop the rest on top. Those are the 3 actions that we did. Now within the left-right shuffle, the spectator chose to have the right pile stacked on top of the left. Well, if they do that, all of these together is a false shuffle. It's called the identity permutation. It doesn't change the order of anything, which is really what we want, okay? Now, if for whatever reason they had chosen to stack the left pile on top of the right, within the left-right shuffle, then it would be equivalent to a packet reversal. So the cards would have been in the reverse original order. Now, if that were to happen, which is not a big deal, all you would need to do is that after you do the KLRC with the left pile on top of the right, you'll know, okay, the packet's in the opposite order to what we want. Then from there, you would just move into something called the first shall be last, the last shall be first. It's very simple. You just begin dealing the cards until the spectator says stop. And then you deal into the next pile, stop. Okay, that's fine. Deal until they say stop. Perfect. Maybe they say stop there, and then keep dealing until they say stop again. Now, if you stack these in opposite order, okay, it constitutes a packet reversal. Okay, so you may have to make that just one adjustment, depending on whether they ask for the left pile on top of the right within this left-right dealing. If they ask for the right on left, you're all set. You don't need to make this, quote, correction or adjustment. Okay, so that's one thing to be aware of. Besides that, it's all self-working. Okay, so the Joker is guaranteed to find the spectator's card every single time, and it will always be that middle pair. Let me just put it out there. It ended up being this pair, right, as we went through and did it. We had a bunch of pairs here, a bunch of pairs here, and so forth, all the way out. It will always be that middle pair where you'll find both the Joker and the spectator's freely chosen card. Okay, and then one final thing I need to mention to you, and it's a good example of serendipity, if you've heard of serendipity before. But it was serendipity that the spectator just happened to choose the King of Hearts as their card. Okay, so that wasn't planned in any way. Now, the fact that it happened was wonderful, because then I could throw in this little silly statement about, oh, the Joker was able to find not only your card, but his close cousin, the King of Hearts. Most likely you'll get a different card, right, being matched up with the Joker, which is fine. So the Joker and the spectator's card will always be found in that very center position as you reveal the outer ones coming in. Okay. Well, thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Absolute Math Magic channel.